So Simon Paul says, and this is more to do with one of the previous questions, I also feel that doing a little bit of practice rather than nothing makes me feel like I'm selling myself short, so I don't train. How do I get over the all or nothing mindset? So I'll pass this one over to Didi and Armand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, even doing a little bit would set it sets me in another headspace. It sets me in another state, as to say. So then I can take it into my day much easier. So I feel different not doing anything, doing a little bit, or doing a whole session. But even doing a little thing will change my day. So it's just a mindset thing, knowing that even doing a little thing makes a change.
Yeah, I think what I see, because I'm reading it while you're saying this, but this becomes a pattern, right?
Yeah.
This becomes, I see a pattern here. I see a cycle. So, and it's a bit destructive in this way. I would say, yeah, this needs some releasing, and yeah. So I see this a lot with students. That can happen with this all or nothing approach, right? Yeah, I think one of the main thing is that you meditate yourself on this sentence and just read it a couple of times, and try to, as you're reading it, take some distance of it, discharge the emotion around it, and now just read it 20 times or something, Simon. Just read it yourself, and what are you actually saying here to yourself? What is it that's happening right in so take this distance and now become aware of this might be a pattern in your life, actually, right? Also with other things. So, and what is underneath that? Can you also recognize that? What's the feeling here with you, right? Is that lack of self-confidence maybe in it, or is it something? So I think this could be a really good study sentence for you, just to create more awareness around it, and that might actually liberate you from this as well. Just to, I would hope for you to do that first, and then learn from it, but no emotions, right? Not don't attach anything to it, just read it. It's like, I also feel that doing a little bit rather than nothing makes me feel I'm selling myself short. There's a lot there, right? So I don't train. How do I get over that all or nothing mindset? Well, how do you get over it, right? So study it, just feel it, read it, learn from it, and then start releasing on it. And what comes up with that, study that, see what's underneath, because there's something underneath here. I can feel it, right? So I think it's yeah, it's very personal. That's what's coming up for me as I read this. So
Wonderful, thank you. Yes, and I think too that within the question we can find the answer as well.
yeah,
And so when we, like you say, we distance ourselves from the emotional aspect of it, because we can get caught up in it like a soup, and you've got to sort of pull yourself away from it so that you can objectively, you know, look at it and not be caught up in it. And this is like one of the greatest things I think that the Barden initiation Hermetics offers us is this introspective process where we externalize these observed behaviors and patterns about ourselves so we become less attached to them. It's like when I do readings for people, we take their internal situation that they're concerned about potentially, or their situation, and then we put it on the table, and that creates a gap, if you will. And so we're talking about the thing rather than you caught up in the thing. And that's just a sort of a loose analogy that I would share on that. But David, have you got something you'd like to share on this?
Yeah, I do. So you feel like you're selling yourself short, right? That's the feeling that you have. You feel like you're selling yourself short. And somewhere at some point, what I would ask you to do, none of us can answer this question for you, because what you ask is, how do you get over it, right? We're not you, so we don't have your unique insight, right? You're going to find the answer, but we're hopefully going to be able to give you some clues. You've already been given some really good ones. I'm hopefully going to give you some now. this feeling of selling yourself short, where does it come from? Right? Where do you go back in your memory, go back in your past, find the origin of that feeling of selling yourself short. Where did it arise? Okay, look at that situation now. When you get to that point, and you might not get there immediately, you might need to dig. All right, or it might just like come up and go, oh yeah, of course, it was this moment, right? So both of those things can happen. But when you get to that point of understanding the origin of this feeling of selling yourself short, I want you to try to see the positive aspects of that at that time, right? Because every negative trait that you have, any negative trait that anyone has, was originally serving some positive purpose. It had a positive purpose. This feeling of selling yourself short had some purpose in your life. It made you want to do better at something, perhaps, I'm guessing, right? Just to help you, right? But you figure this out. When you know what that feeling was for, okay, when you understand what the positive potential of selling yourself short, of telling yourself that you have sold yourself short, it lifts you up, right? It did something to lift you up. So like you're selling yourself short, you can do better than this. It's like giving yourself a boost of confidence. When you find that, you will realize that actually you didn't really fully consciously integrate that lesson. You did not update it as time went by. You've changed since then, probably a lot. And as a result, that habit has not changed because it's not been consciously integrated. You've not been fully aware of it. It sort of stayed stuck in its place of you telling yourself, I am selling myself short. And it's become negative as a result of not being updated. All you need to do is find a new way of giving yourself that feeling of lifting up, that original feeling of I'm selling myself short, I've been selling myself short over and over again, has been giving you, right? When you find a way to replace that feeling with something that is more positive, that makes you feel more positive and is more relevant to who you are now and is just updated, this problem will stop, right? But what I would like you to see is really look at this sentence, just like as you've been asked to do, right? I I also feel that doing a little bit rather than nothing, okay, makes me feel I'm selling myself short. Okay, we can all relate to that, right? We can all relate to that, right? So I don't train. That's the part that goes where my head goes, what? So first of all, you're saying doing a little bit rather than nothing makes you feel that you're selling yourself short. Well, why does doing nothing not make you feel that you're selling yourself short? Why do you go to doing nothing from there? Why do you go to doing nothing from that realization?
Yeah.
Because that
Mm,
is just making you feel like you're selling yourself short even more. So that's
mm.
why I'm saying that this feeling of selling yourself short used to be positive for you, but now it's become a habit that's very negative, and it's only because you're unconscious of it, really. You need to become more conscious of this. Yeah.
Well, not anymore. Look at the comment. He's not anymore.
You're there. You're nearly there. Exactly. Exactly. You're just there. You're just there. It's just a new awareness. Yeah.
Oh, this is a good evening for Simon. You know, it's good.
Good. It
Yeah.
is. It is. It is wonderful. It sort of helps to fulfill the purpose, I guess. Indirectly of like setting all this up as like somebody can go, oh yeah, okay, then we're we're making hay here, which is great. So yeah, thank you for your for everyone's wonderful feedback for Simon, and thank you Simon for the question. Because somebody else I'm sure will take some value from this as well, and sharing the love is what it's all about. So thank you so much.